why some say the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why 35 years ago fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
U.S. airmen have been involved in the nation's space program since before the first American astronauts were selected in 1959. Of the branches of service, 40% of all military astronauts have come from the Air Force. Beginning with the Manned in Space Soonest, or MISS project, the Air Force collaborated with the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, the organization that would later become NASA. The goal of the mission was to create an Air Force manned military space system development plan, which ultimately would achieve an early capability to land an astronaut on the moon and return safely to Earth. Budgetary issues led to the scrapping of the MISS mission in 1958. The newly formed NASA organization took the reins of sending a man to the moon and selected the first astronaut candidates in 1959 as part of Project Mercury. Mercury shared the same goals as MISS, in cooperation with various military and civilian agencies. The famous Mercury 7 military test pilots included Air Force pilots Leroy Gordon Cooper, Jr., Donald Kent Slayton, and Virgil Gus Grissom. Unfortunately, Grissom, along with his crew members Ed White and Roger Chaffee, would become the first casualties of the Project Mercury follow-up, the Apollo program. Apollo became NASA's focus as the 1960s space race intensified between the United States and Russia, with both trying to reach the moon first. Apollo missions 7 through 10 served as tests for the main goal of the program, getting to the moon. By Apollo 11, Air Force pilots Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins accompanied Navy pilot Neil Armstrong on the voyage that saw the first step on the moon.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Aldrin became the second man to touch the surface of the moon, 9 minutes after Armstrong first took a giant leap for mankind. 6 more Apollo missions launched from 1969 to 1972, ending with Apollo 17. After achieving success in landing on the moon, the Space Shuttle program was launched in 1977. Its official name, Space Transportation System, or STS, was taken from a 1969 plan for a system of reusable spacecraft, of which it was the only item funded for development. Fred Hayes, Jr., an Air Force pilot from the famed Apollo 13 mission, piloted the first shuttle in the Approach in Landing Test, or ALT mission. The long-running shuttle program would eventually roll into the mission for the International Space Station, a habitable artificial satellite in low orbit above the Earth. The ISS provides a platform to conduct scientific research and has seen some of the world's brightest minds on board, including airmen like Colonel Jack Fisher, who logged 136 days in space with 2 spacewalks. The need for Air Force astronauts hasn't diminished. The recruitment and application process can be long and difficult, demanding the best of the best the service has to offer, as the Air Force continues to play a strong role in space exploration.
All engines running, commit, liftoff.